first carry for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Joe Mixon. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
No gain on the play.
Burrow going to fake to Mixon and now look to throw. Going deep downfield for Ross. And that's caught inside the 30. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27.
A 49-yard gain.
Execution was one of their watchwords leading up to this one. And on that play, able to execute brilliantly here on this opening drive.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards.
The tackle made by...
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Three yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Tackle made at the 20.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Here's a quick throw out left. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12.
An 8-yard pickup.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. From the gun to give to Mixon. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal. From the 2, here's 1st and goal. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. But it'll be 2nd and goal.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. The Steeler defense locked in, forcing an upcoming 4th down.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
So on 4th down, Burrow will give way to Randy Bullock for the Bengals field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Bullock's kick is good. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. First carry for the 2018 Pro Bowler, James Conner. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
On second down, Conner looking for space. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. And he's just got to be thinking, I hope that's not a harbinger of things to come. Very first pass of the afternoon picked.
And where do you go from here? Because when you start that way, do you allow that to seep into you and stay with you the rest of the game? Or do you find a way out of it? We're going to find out.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's second and 11.
When you're lateral to the line of scrimmage, linebackers keep those shoulders square so they can go up and down. But when it's time to go, turn your shoulders just like a running back. Get through the line and hit the runner in the backfield.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
On third down, Burrow. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, first and 10. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. A second and 11 from the 19.
At the 19-yard line.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. T.J. Watt able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Down. Third and long.
So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a third and long after that sack we just saw. Now Burrow. Going deep downfield for Ross. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And Bullock will put this one through, and that'll make it 6-0 here in the first. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Mike, check, 59. Hey, let's get that ball here. Let's get that ball right here.
On second down, it's Connor. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And now the ball's out, fumble near midfield, and the Bengals grab it. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
Fumble on the play.
These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case wide receiver, you got to be careful.
You certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time, completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get downfield, but someone's always coming up trying to rake at the ball and knock it free.
A throw left side to start out. That's complete. 7 yards to pick up there.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
Got a man open. It's Ross. And he's going to get this inside the 30. He's up to 88 yards receiving in the ball game now, and he's got a first down. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball.
A throw for Boyd, but it's intercepted. Joe Hayden, the veteran, with a pick. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here's Roethlisberger. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion.
Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9". Middle. Alert, alert. Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike to 59. Crunch time, defense. 59, Mark.
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. And that will be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Ross on the return. It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in. But I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
A gain of 8 yards.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a 3rd down.
Now, the Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. And that is incomplete.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
So on 4th down, on comes the left-footed punter, Kevin Huber, to punt it away. Call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
At their own
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
2nd and 2.
From just shy of midfield, Roethlisberger. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And he'll get this down only to about the 46.
Joe Mixon.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
3-yard pickup.
But he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now it's Burrow. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 16 yards, a 1st down.
16 yards.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target, and he didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius, understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball, and puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A nice little juke. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On second down, here's Mixon. And he'll get this pretty close to a first down as he's tackled at the Steelers' 17. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep two eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting two hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now it's Burrow. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
And it's 3rd down.
A 3rd field goal in the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. Burrow gets this one quickly out wide. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD.
Cincinnati.
John Ross, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals add on to their lead. On for the point after is Randy Bullock. And he's got it to make it now 13-0.
Makes the score Bengals 13. Steelers nothing.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is because
and he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Geno Atkins. He's the culprit, dropping him for a 2-yard loss.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. At the 23, it's 2nd and 12. Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls and you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Mike 55, Mike 55. Hey, eat. 77. Hey, check right. Watch it, Wild Bill.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
At their own 37-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
2nd and 2 at the 44-yard line.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Now they go play action now. Burrow. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose a down on the grounding call. Burrow looking to pass. And that will be incomplete.
I like what they tried to do there. Tried to hit him with something quick, get the ball in his hands, and hope he could make some yards after the catch and pick up a first down. Weren't able to do so on that play.
Here's Kevin Huber now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. It'll be a 41-yard punt, giving 5 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
41-yard line.
Around the NFL, they're into the second quarter in the Meadowlands. And an early advantage in that one for the Giants. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously, the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you got this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
On 1st and 10 is counter. On the tackle, it's Trey Waynes.
The ball carrier.
From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down at 6. Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync.
Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played.
Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might happen.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Randy Bullock to kick off for Cincinnati.
The Steelers going to get the football first here, trailing on the scoreboard as we are back underway on EA Sports. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And a penalty marker's down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. Holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific. It's not a great starting field position as well.
A very costly holding penalty. It backs them up all the way inside their 10 to start this drive. Now here's a quick throw to start the drive complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 32 that time.
So often on these RPOs, we see the ball get from the quarterback to the receiver in what feels like a nanosecond. But on this play, he actually cleared coverage downfield a bit before the ball got to him. The net result, though, a considerable gain.
And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time.
James Conner,
it was Jordan Evans making the play defensively.
43-yard line.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And it's still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
They'll try and run for it with Conner. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. Give him 6 yards in the first down.
A good carry and a first down by James Conner, and this Pittsburgh team is really hoping he's back in form because last year the entire Pittsburgh offense suffered without Ben Roethlisberger at quarterback. James Conner only 715 combined yards, but in 2018, he was a Pro Bowl running back. Combined yardage that year, 1,470. They're hoping for...
And Big Ben intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Jesse Bates. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
This time, Burrow will look to throw. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Bud Dupree able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
3rd down.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And that is incomplete. Well, shame on them, Coach Davis. They went against your advice. They threw the football, and now they're backed up to punt this away.
They're actually fortunate. They went against my advice, but they didn't turn it over, right? No takeaway for the defense. They'll punt it now. They probably could have gained a few yards if they ran it, though, and helped out with field position.
Taking on the midfield logo. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Let's go one more.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And hitting Juju on the slant. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Give him 32 on the play. They'll run here with Connor. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Conner, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers are an extra point away from taking the lead. And this puts them on top by a penny. It's 14-13.
Makes the score Steelers 14, Bengals 13.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
The conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Here's Burrow. He finds his running back, Mixon. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a 1st down.
Bengals.
1st down. Here's Burrow. Going deep downfield for Ross. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. After the penalty, it's Mixon. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
Mixon, the Bengal ball carrier.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
On 2nd down, Burrow. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
A field goal would get them the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
4th down.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They'll run with Mixon. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD.
Touchdown.
Joe Mixon with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bengals are going to jump back in front. So now the Bengals offense will stay out there as they'll decide to go for 2. They'll let Mixon try and run it in. And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up empty on the try for 2.
Steelers 14.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
2nd and 4.
From the 24, Roethlisberger, screen pass to Connor. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
Guys, game situation. Let's go. Check 59, Mike. 44. 59, Mike to 59. And let's get this. 59 is Mark. 59 is Mark.
Play action. Now Roethlisberger. Ebron caught left side. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Ebron. 12 yards that time, and a Pittsburgh first. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
31-yard line.
Now Ben going to give this one to Connor. And he'll be tackled at about the 35.
James Conner.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Back now in Pittsburgh, it's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. From the 35 on 2nd down, Roethlisberger. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Well, this is one heck of an individual performance we're witnessing. That is now his 3rd interception. And keep in mind, folks, this isn't a safety or a cornerback. This is a linebacker.
Does this feel to you like he's having a flashback? Because a lot of these linebackers we see in the NFL, in high school, they were offensive stars. They touched the football all the time. It's like he said to himself, let's go back and put on the letter jacket and go get the football. How about this one? 3 interceptions thus far.
The line of scrimmage.
Well, if you look where that play starts, O-line versus D-line, that was a battle won by the D-line.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's won by quickness off the ball. Who can handle the guy across from them best? On that play, the defensive line did exactly that.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
And partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown.
To Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon. He scored on the ground and through the air. And thanks to the interception, the Bengals offense cashes in with 6. And the lead will grow by 1 more.
Makes the score Bengals 26, Steelers 14.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. Taken about 7 yards deep. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical.
Check, 59, 59. Hey, get in the way. Hey, alert.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, his intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 15 yards on the play, 1st down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Here we go, D. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Show that bench release and go.
From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. To Connor on the check down. That catch good for only a couple. 4th quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Roethlisberger. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 40. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings this one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Green's open, and he's got it for a Bengal touchdown.
Complete to A.J. Green.
A.J. Green, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
Randy Bullock.
Now Bullock to add the extra point. And that one makes this a 19-point game.
Makes the score Bengals 33, Steelers 14. Randy Bullock to kick off for Cincinnati.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. 2nd and 10. It's Roethlisberger once more. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now a deep ball going to be caught here near midfield. The 20, 10, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A big play there. An 80-yard touchdown. And the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit. Cut the deficit to 12.
Makes the score, Bengals 33, Steelers 21. Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will make it into the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. If they can score here, they have a chance to make this a 3-possession game and all but put things to bed. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves them with 1 yard to go on third down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now, Bengals on third down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11. This defense, Charles, they have unraveled here in the 4th.
In a sense, it's like they're being pressed like in a basketball game, and they just can't get the ball over half court. I mean, no matter what they do, they can't get off the field. They can't slow them down. They're just going up and down the field against them. Yeah, unraveling would be a perfect word for them.
Back to Mixon on first down. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
They try to eat some clock with Mixon. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. It's a first down on a gain of 10. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. It was Mike Hilton up to make the tackle. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here.
A loss of a yard on the play.
Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
After the interception, here's Roethlisberger. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Mike 20. Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Hey, D-back, let's go. Pick it up, D. 59 Mike. 59 Mike. 50. 59. You don't want to know. Get it. Pick up the ball. Mike's 59. Mike's 59.
They go play action with Roethlisberger. He's going to let it fly. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Roethlisberger to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Jesse Bates on
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
59 Mike. 59 Mike. Check, check. 59. No check.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Mike, check. 59. Quarter. Mike 5'9. Come to my work. We want it. Come to my work. Check 59. Mike is 59.
Ben to throw again. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out.
55. Right there, Smith. 55. Watch the run.
They'll try and throw for it with Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Bengals are going to win this football game.
Turnover on downs.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And with the defense out of timeouts, powerless to stop the clock, this should just be a couple of kneel downs. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
Darius Geis.
Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
Today's final score.
So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And I know I'm not breaking any